On October 7th, 2023, Israel was attacked by Hamas on the southern border of Israel. And for 8 hours, until Israel scrambled its forces and responded and repelled the Hamas terrorists back to Gaza, 1,200 Israeli soldiers, civilians, men, women, children, and babies were murdered, Holocaust style. Okay. After that was the launch of what I call the Second Israel Independence War of Independence, against Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Shia proxies in Syria, the Shia proxies in Iraq, the Houthis in Yemen, and now, in the last few days, the Iran. Israel launched a massive attack on Iran and against their nuclear sites, which they've been building for 30 years, for one sole purpose: to destroy the Jewish state. That's it. And the question is, why the Muslim countries, as we call, let's say, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, even Syria, because they have a new regime, the Sunni regime, why are they not coming to the aid of Iran? So I am a history teacher. I have a doctoral in education, and I'm a history teacher. That's what I teach, especially Middle Eastern studies, and I speak Arabic as well. And I read Islam, I read the Quran, and all that stuff. So why is that? I like to understand historical events, current events, through the historical background, the historical origin. And the historical origin of the birth of Islam, Islam was born around 620, 7th century, about almost 1400 years ago. It was born in Arabia, as now it's called Saudi Arabia. And it was a result of the Prophet Muhammad, who, when he died, he didn't have sons, so there's no clear successor. So obviously, as you know, like in every kingdom or every country, who's the successor? That we're not going to get into that. The point is, at the year 680, in a city called Karbala is in Iraq today, modern Iraq. In the city of Karbala, there was a very, very vicious, famous or infamous battle between the grandson of Muhammad, a guy named Hussein ben Ali, as you pronounce it in Arabic. In real Arabic, it says Hussein ibn Ali. And it was a massacre. He was the caliphate. It was a massacre against a Yazidi ruler. It was a total and absolutely massacre. And that basically marks the birth of the Shia Muslims. Shia constitute about 15% of Muslims in the world. Iran, 50% of the citizens of Iran are Shia. A little bit less than 50% are Shia, but they are also Farsi. So they're not Arabs. They're not Arabic speaking per se. They are Farsi. Okay? Southern Iraq is Shia. The coastline in Syria is a Shia sect called Alawites. Yemen, okay, parts of Yemen, what is known as the Houthis, is another sect of Shia. So the Shia memory and the Shia experience is the battle in Karbala. When Iran and Iraq had that 8 years war between 1980 to 1988, something like that. Actually, 1981 to 1989, many of the operations were named after famous Islamic battles. Depends which country you are. So it was the operation of Karbala and on and on and on and on. So the result of the operation of the experience of Karbala, where the Shia Islam is taking its roots, It's like, think about the United States, the War of Independence, the Constitution. You have like a story that makes your nation what it is. It's like that memory. So that Battle of Karbala, which led to the birth of Shia, is based on the idea of injustice. So Shia, by its default, will fight for whatever they perceive to be injustice, and fight for all, like with no rationale, will fight all the way to the end. Okay, so they have, their religion is called the religion of dozen as if the number 12. Okay, when the number 12th imam, think about the Pope. So the number 12th, the imam number 12, is that mysterious imam who it's just like the Pope, that who is infallible, cannot make any mistakes, and he's not known, and he's going to reveal himself. Like, think about the second coming of Jesus, or the Messiah in Judaism, something like that. But until the 12th imam would come, whoever is alive now, like Ayatollah Khomeini, who started the Islamic Revolution of Iran, and now the ruler of Iran, the Ali Khamenei, they are considered to be the 12th imam, but they're not the mysterious one, because you can see them, but they cannot make mistakes, just like the Catholic Pope, if I'm explaining myself correctly. All right, so that's how their mindset is, and that is a big, huge difference to understand why the Sunnis and the Shiites, the relationship with in the Shia world, their supreme leader, it was Khomeini, now it's Khamenei. He is the supreme leader, meaning he is the government. He is the last word. For example, in the Sunni world, let's take the country of Egypt. Their president is called Assisi, and in Saudi Arabia is the King Abdullah. And in Jordan, King Abdullah, also King Abdullah, that's right. And in Morocco, it's the King Hassan V, and on and on and on. Or Hassan II, actually. And on and on and on you go. It doesn't matter. But the king or the ruler or the president is the president, and the religious figure is important, but he doesn't rule the country. He's not the final word. Now, I can give you one name. One of the biggest authorities in Sunni Muslim was an imam called Qaradawi. Actually died in France. Okay, he's like a big authority, big name in the religious community. But he's not the ruler of Egypt, for example. He's not the real ruler of Jordan. Jordan has their king, and Saudi Arabia is actually it's King Salman. King Abdullah is Jordan, and King Salman is in Saudi Arabia. And on you go. So it's more pragmatic. So that's a huge difference. The supreme leader of Iran in the Shia world is the supreme leader. He is the government. Now, they do have a president, they do have a foreign minister that takes care of the day-to-day, but they're not the last word. He is the last word. That's a huge difference in the mindset of Shia Islam. They are the depressed people of the world because of what happened to them in Karbala. They were looked down upon, and by the Sunnis, they are considered to be infidels. And by the way, it's vice versa. The Shia thinks that the Sunnis are infidels, and the Sunnis thinks the Shia are infidels. And this is the battle that's been going on for 1,300 years between Shia and Sunni. The war between Iran and Iraq, which caused 1 million people to die, is Shia-Sunni. The civil war in Syria that started in 2011 is Shia-Sunni. The takeover of Syria by Julani a couple months ago is Sunnis taking over back Syria from the Alawites, which is a sect of the Shia. So this is the titanic war between these two religions. Think about Catholicism and Protestantism in the Middle Ages, when the Protestants, the Reformation, broke away from the Catholics. They don't have a pope, the priests get married, and there used to be bitter blood wars. So to understand why why the Arab world, I mean, they will say the right things, and we want Israel and the United States and this to stop and aggression and all. That's fine. That's I call lip service. But they are doing handstands for what's happening to Iran. Absolutely doing handstands. And Iran, like I said in different video, Iran believes that their mindset is war by proxy. So let's say if the reason Israel is attacking Iran, not because they sponsored all the proxies, but because they were developing a nuclear weapon, and I won't be surprised if they did it, they won't launch it itself. They will give it to some proxy to launch it. But Israel is basically dismantling them. Their proxies already been dismantled, and hopefully a true peace to the wonderful people of Iran. Israel and Iran, we used to be great friends until 1979. Great embassies and the whole thing. They're very nice. They're very smart people. Like science, math, and they have a lot of publications, more than many Western countries. So to understand that is don't think how Iran was taken over by these religious fanatics. So I hope Israel get rid of them, and Iran goes back to what it used to be, a wonderful, wonderful, progressive country that gives their citizens whatever they deserve. Thank you, guys.